You're watching My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. Have with me Joy Bhattacharjya and Harsha Bhogle. At the midway mark of this game, Kolkata, who was put into bat by the opposing captain MS Dhoni, have managed to reach 172. Let's show you a match summary for the loss of 5 wickets. Nitish Rana, brilliant innings by him, 87 of 61, getting half the runs, more than half the runs for his team. Shubman Gill, 26 of 17, and Dinesh Karthik with 200 plus strike rate cameo right at the end, getting Kolkata up to 172. It's strange, Harsha, that we say they got them up to 172, because it was, for a while, it looked like, so let me just say, after the power play, it seemed like they should definitely get to 180, 185. Then the slow middle overs, 18 runs of 18 balls when you put Narayan and Rinku Singh, those two experiments back to back. So that's given you some slow middle overs right there, as you can see. And then a late charge in the end by Morgan and Karthik. And again, bringing us to the question, why didn't we see Morgan earlier?
I don't know. We've talked about that. So let me start on a more pleasant note. When we started...
Well left.
So when we started doing these badge of honor and whatever, you have to distribute it evenly. So that, I think they were trying to use the same principle. Like, we allowed Joy to feel good about it today because it's in the interest of bonhomie. That's the word for today. Bonhomie. Everyone feels good. So similarly, Morgan was about to go out to bat, and then he said, no, in the interest of bonhomie, we'll let Rinku Singh go out to bat. And then Rinku Singh goes back to UP and says, "वो यार मैंने कहा तू Morgan है, मैं Rinku, मैं जाऊंगा." So मैंने जाके 11 बॉल खा लिए.
Which is the reason why we've let Joy win today, because same thing. You my homie, you're my homie, born homie. There you go. A My 11 Circle expert of the day wins a badge of honor. Spot on. So Joy, I have 2 questions for you. One, of course, you're rather jolly that your prediction is spot on, but is this enough?
It's one of those middling totals, and I think it's not a bad total on this ground for 2 reasons. One is that this is a Chennai batting order which is relatively, you have Jagdishan there, you have Ruturaj Gaikwad there. They aren't that many. It's a long batting order, but not as experienced a batting order as Chennai sees. There is a Raidu there, definitely. There is a Dhoni there, but Dhoni is not been the best of form.
Basically, this season, you're saying they haven't covered themselves in glory, really. Not a batting order you would have complete faith in to get 172 as well.
That B is not the kind of batting order which you leave 13, 14 per over for the last 4 or 5 and say, this time they'll make it. Those days are over. So I think what they now need is, this match really depends on the first 6. If Chennai get off to the kind of start that, say, KKR has done and don't lose too many wickets, then I think it's their game. But if somehow KKR can strangle them up front, they're going to find it tough.
Yeah, let's have a look at the batting card for Kolkata. Of course, Nitish Rana got his 50 at almost about a run a ball, but did accelerate later. Yeah. Mainly 1 over from Karan Sharma. Geez, he liked the look of him, didn't he?
I think that is when the acceleration really started.
Yeah.
And then that's how they got to what they got, 66 of 5. Allowed Karthik to play freely and finally allowed Karthik to play the role that he likes. It was like finally moving me from a Gujarati program to an English program and being able to say what I want to say.
I feel like you do a Gujarati program as well. I feel like you could do it. You speak like 17 languages anyway.
But I also look at this and wonder at that. Every time you see this, you wonder about that 1 over too many for a spinner. Where just that one extra over, that 4th over went for about 19? No, it went for more than that, I think. And that is 19, the over. So that's my point, that they had Deepak Chahar finishes with 3 overs.
We'll show you. Yeah, we'll show you the bowling card. Yeah, there you go.
Say, Deepak Chahar finishes with 3 overs. So they could have bowled an extra over from Chahar, even if they brought Karan back. They could have swiped their bowlers around. They could have bowled 5 overs of pace at the end. That extra 1 over of spin cost them about 19 runs.
But the thing is, Karan did go for 13 in his over, right? For his 3rd over, he went for 13. So Chair has gone for runs. So you're probably thinking, listen, my spinners are getting me the wickets, right? Maybe, I'll bowl my international for his 4. But then let me just get, he's got 10 overs of spin. For Dhoni, that's Harsha. That's a slow day in spin, right? I mean,
yeah, that's par. That's par, below par. He's probably thinking, look, he's gone 3 over 16. Even if he gives me an 8-run over at this stage, 8-9 run over at this stage, it's still good. So it's always a tricky one, as Joy said, not knowing when to pull them off with the left-hander in, and he just connected. These are things that happen. So I think Nitish Rana covered himself. And I think he's played a really good innings. At one point, it looked like I thought they're going to end up 150, 155, and they'll feel terrible about it. But you look at how many Morgan played. Morgan's played 12 balls.
Yep.
Right? Morgan is a far more valuable player than to play 12 balls. I can understand if Morgan plays 12, if the top 3 have batted till the 15th over.
Yep.
Then sort of Morgan comes in and he only gets 12 balls, but that doesn't matter. The whole side has done well. But they needed to maximize Morgan. So I mean, he had to come in at 4 and then set Morgan with Karthik at the end playing that role. They might have actually gone from they might have got 181, 185. 172, I think, is still a good score. I think there's one big factor, and that's the dew. If the dew can negate somebody, luckily they don't have that finger spinner, so maybe Chakravarti can still manage to do that. But if they can negate the dew, I still think 172 is a good score. It depends on the kind of start that Chennai get. If they can get off to a really good start, as Joy said, you don't want them to be getting 13, 14 per over at the end.
Absolutely. But Harsha, here's your point. You're saying this is a decent score. Joy saying this is a decent score. But you send Morgan at 4, you back yourself to close this game out in the first half as well. You get another 15 runs on the board here, right? Another 20 runs on the board here. You've effectively batted the opposition out of the team, Joy, out of the game.
Yeah, exactly. You've made it such that they have to start taking risks from ball 1. They can't wait for bad balls anymore. And then 9 times out of 10, they're going to make mistakes. So I completely agree. They had a chance to literally sew up this game, and I think they missed a trick by batting Morgan one step down.
But the thing is, we keep saying they. Who's they? He's the captain.
Oh, I thought you're saying who's they, because it's not they, it's me.
Who's the they? Who is the they?
There are many days in Bengal. Don't worry about that.
Exactly.
All of them are days. Krishanu day, this day, that day.
I'm cracking bad jokes. When Joy cracks one of those, it feels so good.
It's just, I mean, are they deciding the batting order on an adda? No, Mr. Day, everyone he's the captain. He is the captain. No, it's a little tough to believe that he doesn't have a say. And it's a little tough to believe that he's batting out of position. He's been made to bat out of position. That's what I'm saying. It's just tough. There you go. There it is. Morgan has batted the most at 5. He's batted 4 times at 6. He's batted only twice at number 4. So, yeah. Loki doesn't get the new ball and Morgan doesn't bat at 4. That's just the way it is. Let's just move on from there and look at the Chennai batting now. We look at the Chennai batting real quick. 173 is what they need to get. Kolkata have to stop them. Remember, there's only one thing in their hand, which is to win this game and the next game and get to 16. Even at 16, you're not guaranteed qualification. This is just the kind of year this is. It makes sense for 2020. 2019, a team with 12 made it, and 2020, a team with 16 may not make it. Jeez, the world's upside down. But Shane Watson needs to do an upside down of what his season has been so far, Harsha.
And remember, you're coming to that stage of the tournament when Shane Watson specializes in the upside downs. Because this is when Watson's alarm has gone off. Everyone gets up at 6 o'clock and goes for a jog, walk, exercise. Watson gets up at about 9:15 and says, right, what do you want? So it's about 9:15. It's that stage when Watson's alarm goes off and he comes in and plays the big innings, right? So who knows? He might do that. I'm just looking down that you talked about KKR having to win. I think if they lose today, they can still get to 14, but they will not be able to make up that net run rate. So they really have to win today. I think if they lose today, that net run rate might, unless it's a really close game, that net run rate will take a further beating.
Yeah.
Then I think they'll struggle. They have to win today. They have to get that Watson out early. They have to tell Watson, no, it's not 9 o'clock. It's just 6:30.
Just go back to sleep.
No. Watson is the Kumbhakarn of basically the CSK team. Don't wake him up. Let him keep sleeping, because even if he falls on you, it's dangerous. He's a big body. He's a big body.
That's right. Watson he's done it before. He's done it in the latter stages of the tournament. And remember, he's done well in the latter stages of the tournament in previous editions, and Kolkata has not done well in the latter stages of the tournament in previous editions. So, well, this is 2020. Yeah. So, Kolkata fans, there is hope because things are topsy-turvy this year. Yes, they are. Nitish Rana's knock, we must talk about him because he was brilliant today. And I think a great call by Simon Dool on commentary saying 50 Golden Duck, what is it? Was it 50 Golden Duck? Golden Duck, 50 Golden Duck. 50. Yeah, some such. But basically, he either says, I'm going to stick around, or he says, I'm just going to leave first up. I'm not going to waste your time.
But I was very hopeful because after 17th of April 2008, no KKR, that 158 from Brendan McCullum, no KKR player has ever scored a century. So I think Gautam got to 96. I said, finally a KKR guy is going to score a century after 13 years. And he goes and gets out. He had enough time.
Jeez. I didn't know that. It's been 13 years. Wow, 13
12
years?
years in effect, but the 13th IPL, yeah.
Yeah, oh,
2008 April was the last time they scored a century. A KKR player scored a century.
Wow. Harsha, what do you think? Joy was chewing his nails. Abhideep, our director, was chewing his purple mask. I think everyone's like, please.
There's a couple of Nitishis who are hoping for a big 100 in these times.
That's a brilliant one, Harsha. That's an absolutely brilliant one.
Love it when politics and sport come together. Only in jokes. That's it. Just in jokes. Nowhere else. Nowhere else. Okay, where are you, gentlemen? Where are you saying this is tilting? Where is it? Where
Tilting, not swaying, tilting. KKR's way, just tilting KKR's way, I think.
60-40?
Just about 60, 55, 60. Yeah, tilting KKR's way at this stage.
Joy? Yeah, I think I'll go for same. 65-35 KKR. I think they have an edge. Inexperienced batting order. I think they have an edge.
You keep calling them inexperienced. There's Raidu, Watson, Dhoni. Where's your inexperienced? Wait. Inexperienced in getting across the line this year. Perhaps. That's the caveat, right? Inexperienced in getting across the line this year.
When playing in Dubai and batting second after the dew has come.
But listen, teams batting second have done well. What, 13 out of the last 16 games, is it?
Yes.
13 out of the last 18.
Yeah. Chasing
is one. Chennai won the last game chasing. Seemed like without breaking a sweat. Virat Kohli looking around going, hang on. This is the Chennai that's 8th? Well, they're getting it done pretty easy. Is it going to be that Chennai that shows up today? Or is the Kolkata bowling going to say, hang on just a second, Love, we want to have our say? There's, of course, Cummins. There's Loki Ferguson. You also have the spin of Varun Chakravarti. You have Sunil Narayan. You, of course, have one less bowler because they played an extra batsman, which is why we were thinking they would have probably gone all guns blazing and tried to bat Chennai out of the game. You never know. They may have still done it. But another 15, 20 runs, you can't help but thinking that they have probably left on the table when you look at what was going on. Okay, so we're going to go now. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over with the Cricbuzz Combox. And, of course, at the end of the game, we're going to be back with My 11th Circle Presents Cricbuzz Live. It's been great chatting with you. It's been great. We're going to get some dinner now, yeah? Let's go get some dinner.
Yeah.
Cooking karni padegi. Chalo ji, good night.